Nostalgia, a sentimental longing or wistful affection for a period in the past. For me, there's a lot of my past that I would love to sit back and witness. From playing drums when I was a kid to skateboarding in random locations with my cousins, sitting back and watching yourself grow, being able to relive those moments, the sounds, the smells, the sights, those feelings. Nostalgia is a powerful thing. This is a disposable camera lens. Made from a body cap and a Kodak disposable film camera, it's meant to give you that disposable camera look and feel, and it 100% captures that nostalgia feeling. Now, you can buy these lenses from businesses like a Pocket Dispo, or you can buy them off Etsy. Why would you pay for something when you can make it for free? All you need is a drill, a body cap, a disposable camera. That's it. You also need to use your hands as well. The lens itself has a fixed focal length of infinity because it's f/18, and it is a 30mm equivalent, which you shouldn't have any trouble focusing, but you will have to move back and forth as opposed to using any kind of focus ring to be able to focus the lens. This is actually my favorite lens to use for literally any kind of shoot. The only downside is there's no weather sealing. I've got a fair bit of experience with this particular lens. I've used it a lot and through a lot of different things, from street to portraits and even car photography. I even made a free preset around this, but I want to see how this works with Dehancer. Just to let you know, this video is sponsored not by Dehancer, but by Retouch for me, but we'll get to that a little bit later. We can't exactly edit something we haven't shot yet, so let's go out and shoot. We are using the DIY Kodak disposable camera lens on this shoot today. I'm here with my friend Elena, and we are going to hike around Summersby Falls and take some shots. Yeah. Let's go. So I think I'll get you posing just in the middle, just here. Yep, right there. Yep. Yep. We'll do something like this. Where the sun is coming this way. Hat off maybe? No. Turn your face. Now tilt up a little bit. Yeah. All right, just want to check. That's cool. Can I crop? I can crop in. That's awesome. Just careful along here because it does get slippery. But that is crazy. A tree's fallen down over here. I didn't know a tree could fall down in the middle of a waterfall. Maybe, I know this is the way you're meant to get through, but a stick, a big stick will help in case there are spider webs. Good enough. Go down just a little bit further, yeah, and we can take a couple more shots. Get something here. Let me. Oh, we're exposed. Pretty. Probably turn around for me. And turn around. Look at. Yeah, there we go. That's what we want. Now that we've jumped into Photoshop here, we need to start editing this image. Now, the first thing I like to do in my workflow, touch up little bits and pieces on the model if there's anything that's a little bit inconsistent, or maybe just something that just sticks out a little bit too much. Now, you can achieve this by using either your remove tool or your clone stamp or spot healing brush or any of the tools that Photoshop has to offer. Here's the thing. I have 1100 images to go through, and I don't want to deal with every single image just straight up. I've got to go through and cull all of these, and 1100 images to edit is a lot. How can I make my time more useful so I can spend less time going over my models and making sure that their skin's absolutely perfect, and more time actually editing and getting a product back to the client? Well, that's where today's sponsor comes in. Retouch for Me. Now, specifically their Heal program. It's full AI, so you don't even have to worry about a single thing. Now, once you've downloaded it from their website, you want to come into Photoshop and you want to click Filter. Then you want to come down to Retouch for Me and then choose Heal. The best part about this whole process is it just finished selecting everything. I did not have to do a single thing. If you click the brush tool, it'll show you all the individual spots that it's picked up. With the lens choice that I'm using, it's already incredibly soft, so there's not too much of an issue, but it has picked up some spots that I missed, so we're not even going to have to worry about going through and manually choosing things. We're just going to go, all right, done, apply. And now, that's it. We're done. It's picked out the spots and they're gone. That's literally it. It actually doesn't get any easier than that. I'm not going to lie, this has cut my editing process down from around 5 hours to between 30 minutes to an hour. I lose a lot of time manually editing my photos, specifically fixing blemishes and touching up skin, and this literally did it in 10 minutes. If you want to save yourself some time, Retouch for Me has a Black Friday sale on right now where you can get 35% off all of their products. Just use code Marley20 at checkout or click the top link in the description. But after Black Friday is done, you can still get 20% off, still using that code Marley20 and the top link in the description. Cheers to Retouch Me for sponsoring this portion of the video. Let's jump into Dehancer. Now that we've touched up our model here, we are going to jump into Dehancer. Now, if you haven't heard of Dehancer before, it is an award-winning film emulation plugin, which I've had a little bit of experience with, and it has blown my mind ever since I've had it. Now, we're just going to come up into Filter. We're going to come into Dehancer and Dehancer Film. All right, we need to find Kodak Gold. I don't think this has Kodak Gold 800, but it does have Kodak Gold 200. And so that's what we're going to use as the emulation, considering it is most likely the closest representation we're going to get to actual film. So now that we have this here, we can start doing some global adjustments here. I feel like exposure is fine there. I like the color temperature. It's already quite nice. Let's turn on every single one of these settings here. So expand, print, color head, film grain, halation, bloom. I'm not going to worry about film damage or overscan. Maybe a slight vignette. Yeah, just a very slight vignette is going to be fine here. I like halation. Halation is very, very nice, but it's not something that I want like super present. Like you can see that it's there, but it's not like in your face. I don't think we need to actually deal with any of the color heads here because this just changes where your colors are at, so I'm not going to worry about that. Let's go 2383. Now maybe just a little bit of like just a touch of exposure here. Let's come back up to our main things here. Film compression's fine. I'm going to keep that standard. And temperature comp, tint comp, exposure compensation. I need something to do with the contrast. Let's remove just a little bit of contrast here. I feel like that's good enough for me. So we're going to click OK, and now it's made those changes. Now that looks awesome. That looks so sick. Also, if you want to grab Dehancer, I've got a link down below. As well, if you want to use the code adventure, you will get 20% off. So we have here the first image here, which is my film emulation preset, which I feel like does a pretty good job considering you can get it completely for free. But then you also have this, which is Dehancer, which is just a little bit more refined. Now, if you want to grab any of this stuff, everything is going to be linked just in the description down below. But I am also going to share with you the rest of the images once I've gone through and edited all of these. So let me do that, and then we can review everything afterwards. You know, it's funny, you don't realize that you're in the good old days until those good old days have come and gone. Capturing nostalgia, well, I guess you can only look back at this in hindsight. The day of the shoot was one of the happiest days I've had in the last month or so. And for those of you who know, my mental health has been absolutely trash, and I'm not about to get into it here, but even now, it feels like this was the good old days. I feel like being present and in that moment and being able to not just live, but capture that moment. I think that really is what nostalgia is about, being present. A lot of people like to think that taking photos distracts you from all of that, but in my own opinion, I think taking photos allows you to live that moment as accurately as possible because you have that log of it. With all of the photos taken, I think there are a few key ones that stand out. The first one that I took, where she's just standing in front of the waterfall, I feel like that's something that really captures that kind of moment. Like, it was something where I saw people on the way back up that they were doing the same thing. And I feel like capturing that moment is such a fantastic thing. And I think the other shot that captures nostalgia perfectly is this shot right here. And she's just looking at her phone, and she is in front of a waterfall. She's got the rock beside her. This here is like, I feel like this is really it. This is what the shot was all about. This is what the shoot was all about. But when it comes to editing, what do you think? Do you think the free preset worked pretty well? Or do you prefer Dehancer? All links will be down below, and if you really want to support the channel, please consider picking up Retouch for Me's Heal tool. It is an absolute game changer and will streamline your whole editing process, especially if you're doing portraits and headshots a lot. We kind of got a little bit deep here in this conversation, so if you want something a little bit more lighthearted, consider clicking right here and watch me unbox a whole bunch of Temu stuff and the chaos that ensues over there, and well, I'll catch you over there.